Welcome back to the Pig Trail Show, now joined by Tye Richardson of the Morning Rush. Tye, hello. Always great to see you. And let's just kind of jump right into it. We saw a basketball team yesterday now win their sixth straight game. And Mike Irwin and I were talking about it earlier in the show. I want to get your take. Are you surprised that this team has now won six straight?
Thinking when you look at they're doing defensively, it's not a surprise. This is not the same unit that you saw at the start of conference play. It's really been the lineup change that has given this team some toughness and hard nosed mentality. I mean, you look at just their length: Jalen Williams at 6'10", Stanley Mude, Trey Wade, and Audis Tony all ranged at about 6'6", and then JD is about 6'1", but I think he's still the league leader in the Southeastern Conference in steals. They get after you and they get in you. And when you have that much length, you could switch, you could rotate. And we've seen it. Jalen's taking charges left and right. It's been really fun to watch this team grow in that area. And their offense, it's still not what it was last year, the number one scoring team in the Southeastern Conference. But defensively, Alyssa, that's where this team really butters their bread. And I want to keep seeing them hopefully have this type of mentality against some of the better competition in this league.
It's been fun watching them turn around. I know they've got a lot of games left in SEC play, but it's looking like this must bus has gotten an oil change and is starting to
Yeah.
run a little bit smoother, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely has. And I think he was frustrated and he should have been a 0-3 start, had some games that you could have closed out, maybe had an opportunity. It's like the Texas A&M game, for example, at College Station. Kamani Johnson comes into the second half and I thought was going to help get that team a victory. They just came up short and now they're finding ways to win. You would have liked to see them blow out West Virginia by 20. I thought fans thought that was going to happen at some point. I did too, but give credit to Bob Huggins' team not backing down. I know Gabe Osaboyan wanted to show out in front of his former team, his former fans. And I just think it's cool. Alyssa, I posted this video today on social media. I'd forgotten when I was in Indianapolis last year at the NCAA tournament. I befriended some West Virginia fans, and we were singing John Denver's Country Road and Wild Beaver Saloon. So that brought back some good memories. My cousin actually went to West Virginia,
Mhm.
so I would like to go to Morgantown at some point to watch a football or basketball game. But a good win, six straight, and now you get Georgia in the midweek game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I being from Virginia, I never went to West Virginia ever, so I should probably put that on
Wow.
my. It was right there. I say right there. It was a couple hours away. Need to
Yeah.
put that on my to-do list. Hey, we got to tour this baseball facility the other day, and it's incredible. I mean, it is unreal over there, which you expect from what we've seen these other facilities popping up around campus look like. I know Phil on halftime is obviously the radio guy for baseball, and baseball is in his blood, and so I know there's a lot of baseball talk when this gets started. But how about you? Are you a baseball guy, Ty?
So, Alyssa, I did not grow up playing. My dad, so as a single parent, it was hard to like get the kids where they needed to go. So my
Hmm.
dad at an early age told me he's like, you got to pick one: soccer, baseball. A lot of my friends play junior deputy in Little Rock, and I elected to play soccer. Loved soccer growing up, and that was the cool thing about doing a show with Phil for over a year on halftime is you just learn so much in such a short period of time. He was a wealth of knowledge, as you
Hmm.
know, as you guys are friends, and picking up little phrases here and there, watching Bull Durham, watching some of these other great baseball movies, Major League, just so I can kind of understand him a little more. I enjoy Arkansas baseball has elevated my likening for the sport itself because of what Dave Van Horn and Norm DeBryan did before him. I wouldn't characterize myself nowhere near as a baseball guy, but I definitely like the sport a lot more than I used to, thanks to Phil and Razorback baseball.
I was sitting in our press conference with Dave and just listening to Dave talk about the season. I remember just sitting there thinking, like, I am so excited for baseball season to start. And the way that it ended last year, not being able to go to Omaha and watching the run of Kevin Kopps come to an end was tough and it was sad. And was on maternity leave at the time, so I'm sitting at my house. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I had to just watch it on my TV and be sad on my couch by myself. But this is again a program that has a lot of preseason expectations, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
At D2 baseball had them as the number 2 team in the country. That's the highest ranking I've seen. Seeing Texas at number 1, it's got to make some Arkansas fans blood boil. And hopefully that team and that coaching staff get their blood boiling a little bit. It's the same old story every single year. Expectations, super regional or Omaha. And I know that you lost Peyton Paulette with the UCL and him
Mhm.
having to have Tawny John, which if he was supposed to be the Friday night guy, I would think that's a big deal. But Phil assures me that there's talent, as there always is in that locker room. And I kind of want to see what the pitching rotation looks like, because you've had Dave Van Horn teams in the past that just they won games off of pure pitching. This team this past year is more the hitting. I mean, the lawn ball. I was watching this Mark McGuire video actually earlier today. The old phrase, "the chicks dig the lawn ball," but it was funny watching that a little earlier and then thinking about what this team's identity is going to be. Saw Peyton Stovall got named D1 preseason freshman of the year, I think, in the country. So there's expectations
Mm.
along with this team, and being number one in the country last year and coming up short of getting to Omaha. I think there's going to be a lot of motivated young men in that locker room that want to get Dave a national championship.
I got one more baseball question for you because this is my favorite pre-baseball thing that happens is when they put out the walk-up song. So, Ty,
Yeah.
what's your walk-up song, man?
That is a great question. Tommy loves to say his would be George Strait or Garth Brooks.
Okay.
That's his favorite. I've talked to Phil about this because that is, again, like you, that's one of my favorite parts of right preseason baseball. That I would probably say can I'm gonna have to go through like my Spotify list. Can I come back to you on this?
Yes,
Because
yes, you
I
can.
want to give you an
I
answer, but
think
I want it to be the correct answer
we
on
did
that.
this with the Pig Trail Nation team a couple years ago, and I think the song that I picked was Eminem. Um, you know, one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. Would you capture it or just let it slip? So that's the one I picked. Now that I think about it, I could also do Tell Me What You Want, What You Really, Really Want, Spice Girl song. So those
All
are
over
my
the
two.
place. All right, so here's mine. I have been listening pretty avidly to this new country artist named Connor Smith.
Uh-huh.
He went to Brentwood Academy. He's from Nashville, and he's got a new song with his album that just came out. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It's called College Towns. It's a cliche country college, and I'm still at 27 years old. I still have a lot of college in me, even though I've graduated
Sure.
back in 2022 from the
Understand.
U of A. So the College Town is probably the song that I'm listening to the most right now. And I'd say I'd probably pick that too, because I think it would get people being in Fayetteville. I think the College Town would get people hyped up. You got to listen to it when we get done talking.
Well, you might be onto something. I wonder if one of the baseball players is going to pick that song.
And
Because
they
if
need
it's
to.
new and it's catchy, but I'm going to be really disappointed if I look at this list when it comes out and someone hasn't picked Chris Stapleton, Arkansas. I mean, that is a missed opportunity if you
I
don't
have,
if you
yeah.
don't pick that song.
So, Alyssa, when getting a chance to go to games, I have a buddy who has a box at football games, and
Uh-huh.
after every Arkansas win, he blares Chris Stapleton, blares that song. It is hysterical because like big time wins in the past 2 years for Pittman.
Yeah.
You just know that song is coming on, and he's doing the guitar motion itself and getting hyped up. That's one of my favorite, just like
Yeah.
looking how happy and jubilated he is when Arkansas wins, and then just blaring Arkansas by Chris Stapleton is fantastic. We actually, and one more Wild Beaver Saloon
Yeah.
story. So that ended up being, it was kind of the running joke. I walked by, we were talking about Matt Zimmerman earlier, and in Indianapolis this past year, I'm walking and I hear, "Hey, Ty," and I instantaneously recognize the voice. It's Z. Him and my mom went to high school together, so we've known each other for quite some time. And he's with Chuck Barrett, and I'm forgetting who else they were with last year, but he's like, "Hey, why don't you go check out that place?" And there was like 5 Razorback fans. We walked in the door, and we ended up making that the Arkansas bar in Indianapolis. And at one point, they were calling the Hogs. There's about 50, 60 Arkansas fans. On
That's
top
awesome.
of that,
Mhm.
they Arkansas. I didn't karaoke request it, Alyssa, but it was by some Arkansas fans. That was one of my one
Nice.
of the memories that it
That's
will
great.
be with me the rest of my life.
That's great. No, I a lot of times we get in the car with Finn, my son, and he requests 2 songs right now. When we get in the car, because he knows I could plug my phone in and pull up Spotify. So he wants to play the "Get Down to Arkansas" song or the "If I Die I Want to Be a Country Boy, Come Back a Country Boy" song. Which is just really funny to listen to a 4-year-old sing anything, but those 2 songs are pretty funny. Uh, so I
Good
think
taste
there's
early
something
on in his
going there.
life, Alyssa.
Huh?
I see he's got good taste early on in his life.
He's got some kind of music influence in him somewhere. Hey, Ty, it's always great to catch up with you. Thanks for having some fun with me. And of course, you can listen to Ty on the Morning Rush every morning on our ESPN Arkansas. And we'll be hanging out with you this week as well, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun. And a little tease next week. Phil told me that he's popping on, so you'll even get more of a treat next week with Phil Elson next with you. To listen.
Hey, more baseball talk, and I'm happy with it. Thank you so much, Ty. More Pig Trail Show after the break.